Hi guys, welcome back to my channel. If you guys are new, my name's Sasha. I do a lot of unboxing, makeup videos, and more. So if you guys are into that, then make sure to subscribe to my channel because I love to have you guys here. And for today's video, I'm gonna be reviewing eyeshadow palette. And this palette, oh, the color story, guys, really grabbed my heart. So this is by Klarity Cosmetics and it's their Evil Mermaid palette. And I think this palette got sold out. Like, I'm not sure, I might be confusing it with another indie brand, but I think it sold out like within 5 minutes or so. I don't remember, guys, but I'm glad I was able to get it before it sold out because oh my god, this color story, guys. Look at that. Ooh, so pretty. It's gonna be my third time using this palette because since this palette, I had never tried this brand, so I kind of want to get like a little grasp like how their formulas like, and I'm glad that I did. I'm glad that I did 2 looks. So usually I don't do that, guys, so I took the last 2 days to do 2 different looks. So I already have an idea of how the formula is like now. This palette is very affordable. This is only $25. You get 5 mattes and I think you get 4 like multi-chromes or dual chromes. I'll just put the thing here because I don't have my phone or tablet on me. My kids are using it right now. But yeah, look at this. Look at this color story. It's very oceany, very blue, kind of greenish too. I love the hint of purple right here. So let's do some swatches. Oh, right in front of you guys. I've already done swatches like 2 times already because I just couldn't resist. So it's mostly, I would say, the matte. You really have to build up the color, the pigmentation. So I'm going to talk more about it once we get into it. Here's the first 3 swatches from the top. So I'm going to do the swatches on my arm. Just do it like this then. So yeah, I think the mattes are a little bit like dry. So you really have to build up the matte. Oh, the metallics or shimmers or whatever, they're so pretty. That matte, this is probably one of the best mattes right here. The seafoam color, oh, one of my favorites. The one that really stains, it's this one, the shade Aquaholic. That one really stains. So even when you do swatches and even on your finger, it stays on there. So you really have to use like a dishwashing soap to really take it off, but it still kind of stains. So this is like the only one that stains really. But I could tell you guys, when I wash my makeup off like twice already, like it washes off very easily, so I didn't have trouble taking it off. Oh, look at this shade. Oh my gosh, I think that's a dual chromes because I see purple and blue in that one. So let me just get the pigment. And then the mattes, I would say they have fallout. It's even these multi-chromes or / dual chromes, they have fallout too, but not as much as the mattes. So right here's the next 3 swatches I'm gonna do. Oh, isn't that beautiful? Oh my gosh, very oceany. So I'm gonna do it right here. Oh my gosh. So it's a little crumbly because I got too much. So let me just even that out. Ooh, that one's swatch actually pretty nice. Okay, and then this one. Ooh, yeah, very crumbly like. Love that purple shade. Look at that. So let's do the last 3 swatches now. I think this purple one, the Conspiracy, I think that one might be the most driest, I would say. It's really pigmented though, but it feels a lot more dry compared to others. And then this, I don't think so. This purple grayish shade, oh my god, so beautiful. It's like one of my favorite shades. And then this shade is called Wash Ashore. So let me just get that pigment. Alright, so right here is going to be the last 3 swatches. So let me do that purple. So yeah, I got a lot, so it's really showing the swatch really good. So you really, I say with the other shades, there's certain shades that you really have to build up on the eyes. So they're swatching very beautiful. I know I did my swatches a little crooked, but yeah, these are the swatches. And I got a lot of pigment. I would say I really dig my fingers in there for the mattes too, to show you guys the full pigmentation. So now I'm going to show you guys the first 2 looks I did, and then I'm going to do the 3rd look, and then I'm going to give you guys my final thoughts about this palette. So far from far from the life I wanted, I'm wasting away, drowning in time, watching the days falling behind. Why can't I abide by the design I made the right
My spine's wavy, I won't make it. The ship sailed and I'm still waiting. Counterfeit salvage just like a flame. On the highway, covered up in pain. Turn when I'm trickling the trees. Hurry up, stop, put you in my plane. My belly taking a bite. Yeah, my mouth is full of mistakes. And I could go back in time. Do you think that we could get your way? So far from fine, far from the life I wanted, I'd wasting away, drowning in time, watching the days. You used to call me sweetheart. It was different when we first met. Fast car with your hand on my headrest. Wow, your voice was my favorite sound. Oh, but now you say you miss me. Haven't seen you in a while since you did what you said you would never do to me. This sweetheart ain't so sweet. Broken heart in a skin tight black dress. I can look good through the madness. I don't play nice like I did before. You had me on a leash and you liked that. These puppy dog eyes now bite back. I don't play nice like I did before. It all went up in flames. You used to call me sweetheart. It was different when we first met. Fast car with your hand on my headrest. Wow, your voice was my favorite sound. Oh, but now you say you miss me. Haven't seen you in a while since you did what you said you would never do to me. We'll click.
Of course, I practically already used all the shades in this palette already, but the color combo I want to use today, like I saved the best combos for last, so I could just do it with you guys. Well, I'm very tempted to use this shade again, but let's work with this shade, and then I want to use this shade here and this shade. So I really want to use that shade. That's like my favorite matte, I would say. But let's just use this to test it out a little bit more. So I already prepped my eyelids. I used my Thrive Cosmetics waterproof eye primer, and then I already set it with powder, with translucent powder. This palette has a lot of follow, especially with the mattes. So even with the different brushes, it still gets a lot of like kickback to it. So I'm gonna jump into this shade right here. This shade is called Wash Ashore. So we're gonna focus on one eye, and then I'll do the other eye off camera, so that way I don't make this video too long. Okay, so I'm just gonna do like a simple look. But yeah, maybe with the wider base it'll come out looking more pastel. So this shade is actually pretty good on pigmentation, but I guess the lightest shade, that's the most shade I use. That's the shade I use the most for the transition. That one's like super light, but I still like that shade. But and then with the darker greens, the teals, I really have to build up those shades. Like they're not as pigmented as they look. So yeah, I'm just gonna focus now on my eye. So it's better to pat it, I'll say, and then just blend it. So yeah, this shade is actually pretty pigmented. So it's a good thing I'm testing out this shade more, because this shade I think I used a little bit, but not enough. I didn't really use it as like a transition shade. So the mattes are not like super like patchy. It's just, I say the pigmentation, I wish it could have been better, but it's like easy to work with, so it's not hard. I'd say it's just a different formula so far from anything I've tried, because the first two looks I finished my makeup, since it was just like me just making the eye look. I wasn't really talking that much. There's one look I did a cut crease almost, and then the second look I did a halo look, but this one I'm just gonna do like the simple cut crease, like the easy way. So I'm gonna get this shade right here, Get Off My Table. This is like one of my favorite shades. So pretty. I'm gonna put it on my inner corner, and I think it's better to get eyeshadow or glitter primer. I don't have glitter primer, so yeah. Oh my gosh, isn't that pretty? So yeah, I saved the best look for last. Really wanted to use this shade, has more of a moment kind of look. Because I used one of the first look, I think, or was it the second look? I forgot which one. I think it was the first look. I used it as an inner corner. It looks really pretty as an inner corner. So look at that. It's very texture like. Look at that. Ooh. So yeah, so it's very crumbly. It has a lot of texture glitters to this one, but it's so pretty. So you really have to tap out this. So yeah, glitter glue would be recommended. Someday I will buy it, guys. Someday. I'm gonna clean the same brush I have. I use my dry brush cleaner from Otisai. It's like my favorite. To the shade I Don't Think So. It's like a purple grayish metallic. Oh, love this shade. I love that they added this shade. This is my second favorite shade, I would say. So I'm just gonna put it right here. So kind of combine it. You don't want to put too much, so I'm gonna have to blend a little bit. So I'm gonna put it right here, just right here, and then just kind of blend it a little bit. Yeah, I'm getting fallout. Just brush that out so we don't get too much. I need to kind of clean that a little bit, just a little bit. I am gonna kind of deepen up the crease a little bit slightly. So I'm gonna get that green again. Get off my tail and just add a little bit more and just blend it into the purple. You guys, my husband's home and he's playing this new game, and I wish I can play it. I don't have a computer.
Oh, so you're like a fucking like NPC.
I miss playing games. Yeah, but I kind of stopped because I mean I don't have a computer anymore. Since this shade is really pigmented, the Conspiracy. Actually, let me add a little bit of the alcoholic. Yeah, I'm gonna add a little bit of that, and then I'm gonna add a little bit of this, just to add some interest to the eye. And yeah, ooh, yeah, that looks actually really pretty. Like going over, and I'm just gonna go over here in the crease. Yeah. Now that this is my third day using this palette, the third time I mean, or I guess it is the third day, but I'm getting like a better idea how to work with the formula. Like, but I have some thoughts to share about this palette, like good and bad. But so maybe I won't even add that purple. It'll probably make it too dark, honestly. So yeah, I think I'm just gonna keep it like that. Yeah, it's like, I mean, I can. That purple is getting lost, so let's add that purple in. I'm gonna use my finger this time. The I Don't Think So, the shader here. I'm gonna get my finger, just a little bit, and I'm gonna just dig it in there, pat it, spread it. And you could kind of use that to blend too, and you could use my other finger to blend it. Yeah, I love it. I'm loving it, guys. Get a little bit of the Conspiracy. Just focus it on the lash line mostly. Put it right here. And just a little bit, just a little bit. Just kind of make it a little smoky. I'm noticing that I need to add a little bit of that blue. The Wash Shore, I'm gonna get a little bit of that. I'm gonna add it right here. Ooh, I think I need to I need to get a different brush, a more denser brush. So it's like really like just working it and blended that color out, but now I need to blend it out again. Just a little bit. So that green is getting lost yet again, guys. So I'm gonna add that green again though. So now I'm gonna add that aquaholic shade back in. See, because it was such a gorgeous color, so we don't want to lose that. Alright, there you go. So yeah, so now I'm just gonna finish in my other eye, and I'll be right back, and then we'll finish the bottom. And then I'm gonna give you guys my final thoughts. Now let's finish up the bottom eyelid because I'm losing sunlight. I'm using my ring light more now. So let's see, for the bottom eye look, I'm gonna go with this shade. Shell Shock. And I'm gonna deepen up the ends of it with the Conspiracy. So let's choose the Shell Shock first. Tap it. Oh, and I still need to do my waterline. So I don't really have that much color options for my waterline. Ooh, look at that. That's such an easy blend. On the Conspiracy shade, the purplish, it's very dark, so you have to go light-handed. You have to be careful. You don't want to be too dark. I mean, you can, but yeah, I'm just gonna focus it right here. Just in the corners. So yeah, I'm just gonna do my waterline and mascara real quick. The third eye look, and I'm really loving it, so I definitely saved the best for last. And yeah, so this is how it's looking. I love the purple blue combo. Yeah, it's really pretty. I love it. So I use my favorite shade. So now it's time for my final thoughts about this palette, guys. So I love the price point of this palette, $25, but the shipping, since it's coming overseas, I think it's coming from England, I'm not sure, but I forgot how much it was because I've been buying indie palettes, that's why. So I think maybe it's around $10, $12 for shipping, but still, I still think that's worth it. Like the mattes, they're not really pigmented. I wish the mattes were more pigmented. You really have to build up the color, and they're just really, like, overall they're just lacking pigment. Like I would say, like when you do the transition shades or the most of the transitions, like if you try to put the transitions, you have to like really pat it, but like still it's just lacking pigmentation overall. Like this shade, that shade, and that shade, like yeah, I could focus it. It has like the V area, so you guys can see the teal, the alcoholic shade. Yeah, you could see the pigmentation like built up. Like I really used a detail brush and I just built it up, pat it. So you really have to pat it in. So the most pigmented shade, of course, this is the darkest shade of this palette, but it's like also like probably one of the driest from all the mattes, and this is the probably second driest matte, I will say. Another thing too about the mattes, they have a lot of kickback to it, so you may get fallout even with these four. I don't know, they might be multi-chromes, dual-chromes, or whatever they are. They do have fallout too, so if you get too much, you're gonna get some glitter under here. So you have to make sure you tap out the essence, and if you want a more pigmentation, you could keep adding it with your brush, or you could use your finger. The finger always works best too. Another thing I want to mention about this palette, so I love the color story. I really do. I love blues, I love teals. Like this palette is a really dark palette, so you can't really do a light look with it. You could try, like this shade, it looks like one of the lightest shade, but it actually like it comes out like darker blue than this when you put it on the eyelid. Maybe with the wider base it might come out more like a light blue, but I don't think so. I would say this is probably the lighter shade between that one, surprisingly, but I love this shade. So this shade is really pretty. It's like a seafoam shade. I love this shade. But yeah, the formula is just very like almost like dusty. Like it's just lacking pigmentation. That's the only thing I don't like about this palette. After using it a few times already, like I already used it 3 times, like I created this look and I didn't really find trouble after like learning the formula of this palette. So I think for the price point, for $25, if you're not paying for shipping and you're just paying this for $25, that is definitely worth it. Especially for these 4. I really love the shades of these 4. I don't have anything like that right now in my collection. There's just gonna be lacking depth to it. So when you use this palette overall, you're gonna mostly be doing like dark eye looks. So if you're not a fan of dark bold looks or like purple blue looks, especially the blues, these are so beautiful. These shades, they look similar. They have like the same contrast between the two, so like the same level contrast. So that's why they look so similar, because this one's more purple, that one's more blue. Though this one's more like oceanic blue, that one's more purple. So I could do little comparisons real quick. So here's the yeah, see the contrast between the two. So this one's the blue and that's the purple. Let's see. Oh my gosh, yeah. So look at the light, how it shifts. Let me do the swatches of the next 2 just in case. So the light, the Get Off My Tail, and this one. So it looks like this. And on these swatches again, just to show you guys, like, is it worth it? Like, here's the additional 2 swatches for those multi-chromes. They're really pretty. They're a little bit like like you get a lot what you call it, like some fallout, so you really have to tap out the essence. Like, so it's very textury. Like on my lids, if you guys are wondering, it didn't make my lids like wrinkly. Like it's like, it's just some, it just has a lot of like texture to it. Like it's not adding like wrinkles to my eyelids. So that's basically it, what I have to say about this palette. Do I love it? Of course I do. It took me a while to get used to the formula. That's the only complaint I have about this palette. I wish, like, even though this palette seemed like a perfect color story for a blue-green color story, I wish it, like, these shades were actually more pigmented to provide like a lighter like depth in between the dark shades. So that's the only thing about it. And then the fallout and yeah, just the pigmentation for the matte, like the multichromes, metallics, or multichromes, duochromes, whatever they are, they're beautiful. This palette is a very dark palette, so it's supposed to be like an evil mermaid, so of course it's going to be a little bit grungy, like a vivid grungy kind of vibe, but I am loving it. So anyways guys, that's about it. I hope you guys find this review helpful, and if you guys are new to my channel, I do a lot of unboxing, makeup videos, and all that fun stuff, so I'll be really happy if you guys subscribe if you guys aren't already, and I'll see you guys in the next one. Bye guys.